Hello, YouTubers! Welcome once again. I'm very sorry that I have not posted in a while. I know I'm not a consistent YouTuber as much as I used to be. Then again, being an adult sucks. We all know that. So, check this out. I'm coming here to you today with a new master rule that Konami has announced officially as of a few hours ago. Wee hours in the morning for some of you. So, as you know, with the new Master Rule 4 that got introduced with Link summoning, it made it to where you could no longer special summon anything more than one card from your extra deck into the extra monster zone without a Link monster. Now, if you happen to have gotten any of those new Link monsters, which there is now well over 100 of them, so there's a Link monster that you could put into almost any deck. And you needed a Link monster that had more than one arrow pointing to your main monster zones. Such examples are the Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos. Or for more of those that are more for the archetypal based, such as one of my personal favorites, the TGs would be TG Trident Launcher. And so with that, it then includes pendulums from the extra deck that were face up. In order to pendulum summon, you needed the Link monsters arrows. You needed more than one. Which I feel that as much as this helped balance it out, it was not something that was, how you would say, necessarily fair to them, because that was their whole gimmick. Being able to swarm the field with all this to set up other plays. Now, as I said, Link summoning was the purpose of slowing that down. So with the new Master Rule that they're implementing as of April 1st, 2020, I have been assured multiple times this is not an April Fool's joke. Even Konami made a personal video with one of their representatives, whom I will try to set up the link after this video, if I can figure that out, that you can all see firsthand that they said it themselves. You know, this is the new rule that is getting implemented. And what it is going to do is taking away the necessity of a Link monster with multiple arrows, because most of them that have at least 2 arrows pointing to your main monster zones required a minimum of 3 monsters, which we all know is a bit of a headache, especially when you need some of these other monsters to bring out your bigger ones, which slowed the game down considerably. So with Link monsters, you still need multiple arrows if you want to summon additional Link monsters to your field. So in the case of Salamangrates, they're nothing but a Link monster extra deck. So they still need Link monsters pointing to their zones in order to summon additional Link monsters. Same thing with pendulums, because they don't want them to get out of hand. They're making it to where you still need a Link monster with multiple arrows in order to multi-pendulum summon from the extra deck to your main monster zones. You can still pendulum summon from your hand a field full if you want, but pendulum summoning from the extra deck, you still need a Link monster with multiple arrows. So to break it down simply, say for me, in my case, I love my Blue Eyes. I can now poly into using 2 Blue Eyes and an alternative to fusion summon out my Blue Eyes alternative Ultimate Dragon. And I can put that into my far left zone. I don't have to put it into the extra monster zone. I can if I want to lock out my opponent from it. Like, so I can summon it to the extra monster zone. That way it leaves my main monster zone free if I so chose. And then I could follow it up with, say I want to play Monster Reborn, bring back one Blue Eyes, and then play something else to special summon another Blue Eyes from my grave, such as maybe Call of the Haunted. Now I got 2 Blue Eyes on the field. I can perform an Xyz summon, if I so chose, into a number 38 Hope Harbinger. Or one of my personal preference Xyz monsters for my Blue Eyes deck would be Heretic Sun Dragon Overlord of Heliopolis. I could bring him out. And then if I had the means, I could play, say, Dragon's Mirror and banish my 2 Blue Eyes from the grave to fusion summon out onto my field right there. My Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. Just like that, I already have 2 fusion monsters and an Xyz. And this is the whole purpose of the new rule, is it's to give fairness back to the other decks that they don't really have link monsters of their own. Before, I had to get my hands on this Blackluster Soldier, and its cost is a little heavy, personally, if you ask me, because it requires 3 monsters with different names, and in order to get its additional effect, I have to link summon it using a level 7 or higher monster as material, just so it can't be targeted or destroyed, as well as getting its additional effects. And I mean, I might be partly wrong in all of that, but I know it's something in here, but I'm not going to read through the whole entire card effect. But case in point is, I had to in my Blue Eyes deck, it wasn't particularly hard, but it was a pain in the rear because trying to recycle my stuff is not so easy. But that's just me. So I always had to go into him first because he has 2 additional link arrows, just so I could pull off my Blue Eyes alternative and my Heretic Sun Dragon or my Blue Eyes Twin Burst to be on the field with him if I so wanted to. So with the new Master Rule, you don't have to have this guy anymore for the 3 types of Synchro, the XYZ monsters, or fusion monsters, but you still need them to summon additional link monsters. So if I wanted to do TG Trident Launcher and also bring out my Blackluster Soldier onto the field, I still need him in my extra monster zone in order to summon him, or vice versa. Or even to, let's say, if I was playing with pendulums. So say I have, in this case, my Endymion Mighty Master of Magic in one zone, and having my Servant of Endymion in my other zone, and my Mythical Beast Jackal King is face up in my extra deck, along with my Magister and Reflection of Endymion. Say they're all in my face up in my extra deck, I would still need, and I'm just using this as an example because it has 3 arrows. I don't actually use this in my TG deck, but TG Trident Launcher, who has 3 arrows. Now I can pendulum summon from my extra deck all 3 of these guys to the zones he points to, plus whatever I have in my hand. So, knowing that, the new Master Rule is still not helping out pendulums very much, because there's not many link monsters that have multiple arrows down that are generic, that don't belong to an archetype. And I think that's kind of hurtful, because I think they need to make like a Performa Pal and an Endymion. Well, they already have an Endymion Link monster, but he's not that good, to be honest. Trying to remember where I have him at the moment. Um, Here he is. So as you can see, he requires 2 spellcasters, but his arrows are only bottom left and bottom right. So that doesn't leave me with a lot of, like, he's not even an Endymion. He is Daybreaker, the Shining Magical Warrior. Endymion needs like his own Link monster that has multiple arrows. 2 of them would be great. You know, one to summon down into a zone that has an additional arrow off to the side. But yeah, I think that it's going to help out a lot, and you know, it's definitely going to help out with the synchro based decks. And let me go ahead and give you an example real quick here. So let's go ahead and we're gonna. Well, I'll make another video to explain it better, but I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please like, subscribe, share me around, and hope you all have a great day. And I'll see you again in another video here shortly. Thank you.